Hello, everyone. Ian here at NAB 2017, and we've come over to the Redrock booth to speak with Brian. Brian, you got some really exciting new stuff in your booth this year. Starting off, let's talk about the motors.
Sure. So we spent the last year really advancing our motor technologies. You know, we have the torque motor that's available today. It's $700. It's a great all-around motor. We know that people wanted to see more on the motor side from us. So the first thing we're showing is the SLS motor. Now, as you notice, it's tiny, but it has 300% more power, more torque, and twice the resolution of the current motor. So it's a real rocket ship of a motor. And it's about 120 grams. So it's really, really small. And of course, one of the things that we thought about in building this was the Movi Pro. So we have a couple versions, but this version, and what you see here, is one that has the Movi Pro connector native built in. So we really think about this as a great motor for Movi Pro. Here it is plugged in. We have a nice little lens light. Omar is going to show with our navigator module, which we'll talk about later. But it's a great way to control focus, iris, or zoom. Plugs right into the Movi Pro lens controller, and it's ready to go.
And super clean, and you've got a great manufacturing process, so very little resistance here. Allows for easy threading. And
so this is the flex cable that we've gotten very well known for. It's incredibly lightweight, very flexible, and it doesn't have any memory, so you can bend it really easily, and it's right there for rigging.
Okay, and on the Movi Pro, we have your module. You want to talk about that just for a minute?
So this is our navigator command module. We'll show a little bit more advanced features we have, but it's a 7-in-1 module that actually is Movi Pro API compatible. So right now it's actually plugged directly into the Movi Pro, and as we saw before, Omar is controlling the motor, but this is going through the lens controller. So we've got focus and iris and zoom built into this little command module. It's the first one that has you three simultaneous, focus, iris, and zoom through the Movi Pro. And what the Movi Pro API buys you also is the ability to use it with Mimic. So this is not actually turned on, but here's the Mimic. You would just take your navigator command module, tie it in, and now you've got the wireless connectivity to use all that information but remotely. So we're really excited about the Movi Pro. I know you guys carry it, and you are as well, but you're starting to see some of the fruits of their API labor coming out in some of the accessories that we have.
Okay, and across the booth here, we got something else we want to take a look at. New technology. It's going to be hanging out on the Red.
All right.
Okay, so we've moved over to the Red here, and we see some new things out here with readouts. So what's going on?
So last year we previewed the Eclipse system, and that's basically our new generation of products. This is actually showing you the release versions. We're going to demonstrate some to you right now. It starts with the Atlas motor, which we'll show you a couple here right now. We talked about the SLS being kind of the next generation, brand new motor, 3 times the power, twice the resolution. The same motor is in here, but now we've included the brain inside of the Atlas motor. So same performance. Now we have a single piece that includes everything you need, no MDR, no separate MDR, and you can actually daisy chain them together. So here, as you see on this Red setup, we have a focus and an iris. Again, the navigator module is back. We have 2 finger wheels here that control both focus and iris. And as you can see, Ian, this is a Canon Cineprime, and it's just, it's zipping back and forth. Really easy for this motor to handle this type of technology. So in addition to the Atlas motor and the navigator, we also have the Halo Explorer. Now this is our LiDAR-based rangefinder technology, but also does focus track. I think we're going to take a look at. And this is the thing that people have really been excited about. How do we use rangefinder information to actually drive focusing, but in a way that's kind of meaningful in the kind of productions that we see people doing all the time? So we're actually going to show this in the combination of something we've done with Small HD here.
Okay. Okay, so you want to explain what we're seeing on the screen here?
Sure. So I wanted to demonstrate the combination of Halo as the focus tracker and use with our motors. And there's a new feature that we have called Mission Control. This is something we developed in partnership with Small HD, but essentially this is it's actually wireless right now, real-time display of all of your focus information, your iris information, and your lens information, so that as you're pulling focus, your AC's up there, they actually have this information available on their monitor, and it's working in real time. So as I am focusing here, as I'm moving the iris, as I'm focusing, you see on the left-hand side, you're actually seeing real-time feedback for that. The item that is the yellow triangle is actually the information that our focus tracker is feeding us. So first of all, as a reference tool for range finding, as you see, as I get closer to this yellow rangefinder information, this is going to kick in and tell me when I'm actually in focus. And again, what's important about this technology works on any lens, on any camera, so you're not limited to specific electrical contacts. You can use it with cinema lenses, you can use it with still lenses, whatever you want. The thing that people are most excited about is the ability to actually use Halo to drive focus. So we have this notion called hybrid focusing, where I'm going to half press this button, and it's going to use that to actually snap directly to it. And as Alejandro is going to step backwards slowly, and then forwards, you can see that it's actually keeping track of him. You don't need to go that slow, just sort of go back. Now, as this guy walks, the gentleman's gonna walk in front of him. Well, unfortunately he didn't, but I can actually, at any point in time, lift up my finger and it's gonna stop tracking so that I don't have to worry about the autofocus technology totally taking over everything, right? I can sort of lift it up or drop it down. And at any point in time, I can actually use the finger wheel to do manual focus. So when we talk about hybrid focusing, the idea is you can use a combination of automated focusing, but then stop it at any time. There's no jerk, there's no switch to when you use the manual focusing, which I think is something that we've seen for the first time now.
Okay, so Brian has something to show us now, really remarkable, kind of a new technology emerging in terms of our data about our lenses.
Right, so we know metadata is super important. And to get a system like mission control working, you have to have the information about the lens. And inevitably, it's just sort of the slog of just kind of entering all that information. So we came up with this idea called MetaTouch. And what it involves is these, oops, we'll try this one, MetaTag, that actually is a little small computer chip, and you attach it. It's very inexpensive. I mean, it's like dollars. And you attach it to each lens. And as you're doing lens changes, you actually take this and you pass it in front of the motor. And you'll see that actually it reconfigures the entire system with all the information from the lens. So partly it's really, really inexpensive. It's totally available to anybody, but it is so incredibly easy to use, and it travels with the lens. So if you're renting lenses, for example, it's a really easy way to get that information without worrying about whether the controller you have is pre-configured for that.
So literally, if you take the time to do this once, you're set.
Yes, and also, when you do it once, that means anybody you loan the lens to is going to have that information as well. We think it's an incredible way to get metadata out there to everybody and not just those folks who are going to buy the super highest lenses.
So amazing new technology. Brian, thanks so much for spending time with us. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.